Well, you can see here in Pittsburgh, got some snow, some cold weather, but we have a little bit of a heat wave going on. So I plan to start tearing this apart while I'm not driving it and be doing some changes inside the house and then bringing it back out. Let's see how it goes. Step 1, removed. So, back of the grill, looks like just got a handful of Phillips screws and a couple of clips that you gotta undo, and then that should pop out. So after you get the grill off, you're gonna want to mask off and very carefully paint that black. Items braces that are behind the grill. It's one thing that I have seen that's been kind of bugging me, that nobody's been painting this. It doesn't take that much long, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just as long as you're cutting down on some of the color, it's not going to shine through. It's nothing you're going to see directly. Now, another step I plan on doing is taking the engine mounts, left and the right one. You can see passenger side is basically just sitting underneath the washer, the radiator overflow, while driver side is basically underneath the battery. I'm going to be taking those out and filling them to try to cut down on them how much engine mount, cut down on how much engine hop I have. It'll just help out whenever I get some more performance parts. I wanted to actually get upgraded mounts. You know, this channel is all about trying to see what you can do with the cheapest parts, but literally there is only one company that I found so far that makes these two, and you can only buy them as a set of 3. There is a lower mount, and I already have a lower mount ordered to be putting in underneath, so I couldn't get just a left and right. So went on the internet, and there is a DUI process, so we're gonna see how that works out. So I'm thinking a small change in plan. Instead of going to all the effort of trying to get these out, because I hate pulling on hoses. I feel like as I unloose the clamps and then I'm pulling on the hoses, they're gonna tear. There's enough room, at least on this side, maybe even on the other side after I remove the battery, that I should be able to squeeze the stuff as it sits there. I did already put my jack underneath to relieve some of the pressure, and then I think I'm just gonna squeeze it in, see what I get. So it's a little hard to see, but I think I did the job. Just basically squeezing the 3M glass sealer into there. It's basically a liquid polyurethane, and just filling in the gaps and whatnot. I have to wait for my intake to be doing the other side, because I've heard to be careful with this thing. It's known to snap and break and whatnot, not to undo it until you're ready to replace it. So I'm just going to leave it sit as it is, get the intake ready, and then when everything's out, I'll then do the next mount. So here's my lower engine mount. It's going to be the final part, the final mount, which is underneath. I'll show you where I took it off when I go to reinstall this. But I'm going to be adding the white line bushing insert. I'm still not fully understanding why this kit only came with 1, and every other kit I've seen is 2. but it was twice the price. But I think I can, instead of changing it out and paying for more, I think with what I did on the other mounts and this, I could kind of make it about the same. Because what we're going to be doing is we clean this off, add this grease to insert it, and then I'm going to fill in the rest on the flip side. Got it all greased up. Don't really need to go the whole way down. When we're inserting it, that grease is going to push its way down. It's mainly you want to get the tips so you can start it in. So I've got it forced in, not the whole way in. I did read the instructions. I think what this was actually molded for was a actual Type R. But I got it at a good deal. I'm going to be adding some more to it. I think it'll be good for now. I do plan on replacing all these mounts, so it shouldn't make too big of a difference at this moment. So this is actually the flip side of it. And what I have left of here, which is actually a fair amount, I'm just going to be filling it in. There we go. That side's now filled in. I'm actually out of daylight, so I'm just going to let this sit overnight. I'll probably reinstall it tomorrow. So this is where I uninstalled the mount. What you're going to want to do, obviously take the plate that's normally here off. There's a clip here, another one down on that side. It's these little plastic things. It'll focus. You want to take that off to give it yourself a little bit more room up here so you can get the wrench in there. But all it is a bolt that's up in there. Oh yeah, there was one screw here too. But a bolt that's up in here and a bolt that goes over there. And then that part just pops right out. So I'll pop it back in and then you can see what it looks like reinstalled. There we go, all remounted. It's literally just the one bolt that's up underneath here, and that bolt that's there. This is a, if I remember correctly, it was a 15, and this is a 19. But that's all it takes to uninstall and reinstall. Just need to loosen this plastic up. This one is going to fight you a lot, mainly with this plastic. But it can be done without taking this whole thing off. That's it for now. Like I said, this is just kind of like temporary with the mounts. I'm kind of holding off trying to see if more people show up to the market doing all three. Right now there's literally one, so they're kind of charging whatever they want. You can get multiple different companies doing that lower mount, but only one's doing all three. So, in my opinion, I feel like there may be a little bit of an upcharge. If you can get a lower mount in the ballpark range of 100 to 200 each mount, that's roughly what it's going to be. You're making it a set and everything. I feel like there's probably a chance that there's at least $100 upcharge just because they're the only ones on the market. I could be wrong. I'll come back to this in a couple years. I'll either buy theirs or somebody else will come out with one that's just as good at a little bit of a cheaper price and I'll buy theirs. We'll see what happens.